Good evening, everyone. My name is Tam Wei Chi from Empower and Serve program, which is organized by the topic of our YouTube live, our English YouTube live today would be of the day is our Cikgu Nurul Fatihah binti Raiti from MRSM Patu Pahat. She is Bachelor of Arts in TESA, which is Teaching English as Second Language. She is also Master of Arts in Post-Colonial Literature. She has 11 years of teaching experience. Cikgu Nurul Fatihah is also a Ketua Jabatan Bahasa MRSN in Patu Pahat. Furthermore, she also achieved Anugerah Perkhidmatan Cemerlang KPLB 2019. Okay, so dipersilakan Cikgu Fatihah.
Hi. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, good evening. I bid to everybody who's joining our live this evening. First of all, I would like to thank the moderator, Ms. Tam, for introducing me for my brief introduction. I also like to thank Oopsie for giving me this opportunity to speak tonight. So as Ms. Tam has introduced earlier, tonight I'll be focusing on SPM paper 1, which is the reading paper. Okay, can you please share my slide? All right, so this is my slide, SPM paper 1 reading. Okay, as has been said in the previous session by my colleague, Miss Aida. So there are actually, next slide please. Okay, so there are 4 papers to the SPM English component. So as you can see there are paper 1 reading, which merits 25 marks. Paper 2 writing, which also merits 25%. Speaking also merits 25, and listening also merits 25. So all in all, everything merits to 100%. So for reading paper, okay, so reading paper, there are 40 questions. These 40 questions will transfer to 25% for your whole English paper. Okay, so in reading, there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Okay, first we're going to look at the first part, which is part 1. Part 1 consists of 8 questions. Okay, 8 questions which has short text and 3 answers that you can choose from. Okay, so these 8 questions, they give you either like a short text or maybe like a picture with some text in them, and then they will ask you a question from that. So what's the reason? What's the main point of them asking this type of question? Okay, so as you go along in life, you will come these types of like informations will come to you in commercials, in brochures, in like pamphlets, or maybe in poster. So this is a way for them to test your understanding, and is also applicable in your daily life. Okay, so the first thing is they want to understand, they want to test your understanding on the main points inside the text, and also your understanding of specific details. Okay, and then not only that, they want to they want you to test your understanding whether you can guess meaning of unfamiliar words from contextual clues. So what should you do when you come across this type of question? Okay, of course you will come across this question when you face the SPM paper. Okay, the first tip that I have for you is for you to read the question carefully. Of course, I'm pretty sure your teachers have said this million times before, so it's just another reminder for you guys. to read the questions carefully. Okay, pay attention to small prints and footnotes because sometimes they bold it, sometimes they italicize it, and sometimes they just don't do anything and to see they want to see whether you understand or not. Okay, so you have to pay attention to the small prints and the footnotes. Okay, analyze the options given. So how many options were there just now? There are 3. Okay, and then cross out the ones that are nonsense or that means is inapplicable to the question and choose the best answer. Okay, okay, so okay, can you see the question? Okay, so I've included the 8 questions here that we can try together. So like I said, first read the instruction. Okay, read the text carefully in each question. Choose the best answer A, B, or C for each question and mark the correct answer, or you can, or on your answer sheet. Sorry. Okay, so if you zoom in, because it's a bit small, okay, for example, question number 1, they give you here is a pie chart. Okay, so what can we conclude from the above? Okay, when they say the question, the word conclude, it means you have to look at the whole chart. You cannot just simply select or do selective reading in this part. So you have to look at everything. Then you can come to a conclusion. Okay, so as you can see the chart here, it says here road accident fatalities. Okay, what does fatality means? Okay, fatality means it's similar to casualties or maybe injuries. So that means from this accident, which one brings the highest fatalities? So if you can see here, the motorcycle is 60%, car is 22%, pedestrian is 9, bicycle is 3, lorry is 3, van is 1, bus is 1, and others. Okay. So what can you conclude? Uh, A, it says motorcyclists constitutes more than 50% of the total number of fatalities. Okay, is it correct? Okay, motorcyclists here is 60%. So more than 50%, is it correct or incorrect? Okay, we put that aside first. Look at number 2, B. Car fatalities are 5 times higher than pedestrian fatalities. Okay, pedestrian is 9. So 9 times 5 is definitely not 22. So definitely is wrong. So you can cross that out already. And the least number of fatalities involved is bicyclists. And you can see here bicycle is 3%. The lower percent, it will be van 1% and bus 1% and others. So definitely wrong. So we can go back to A. So A would be the answer. More than 50%. So 60 is definitely more than 50. All right. So that is your conclusion. Okay. Okay, like this one. If you look at the question here, they have bolded the word best. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, you have to look at the footnote. Okay, is there any footnote here? Okay, there's some footnote. Okay, so you read the text and then it is also asking you for a summary. Okay, what title best summarizes the text? Okay, every morning when you wake up and brush your teeth, however, while brushing your teeth, you should turn off the tap. Okay, only turn the tap back on when it is time to rinse. You are also advised to turn the tap while washing your hands. Okay, definitely this has something to do with water, right? Okay, first wet your hands, then turn the tap off while you scrub your hands, then turn it back on once you reach when you are ready to rinse. It is also imperative to fix leaky faucets. So definitely water. So it's asking you to turn it off when you're not using and fix leaky faucet. So which one best summarizes the text? So definitely, it's not just talking about hands and it's not just talking about faucets. So C is definitely the answer. Okay. Okay, things helping teens. The purpose of writing is, okay, so here the keyword is purpose. Okay, when you find the keyword, then you can start reading the text. Okay, last year I went on a strict diet. I lost 7 kilograms in a month. My parents took me to the hospital. The doctors told me that I needed to eat a lot more as I need to recover after losing so much weight recently. I know what I did was unhealthy, but I still hate my body. My parents are forcing me to eat more protein and carbohydrates. Help me. I just want a slim and attractive body. Okay. So Amelia wants a slim and attractive body. So the purpose of this writing, do you think that she is ranting to everybody that she is having this problem? Or is she explaining? Or is she seeking for advice? Okay, so let's look at um, the options given here. A is to explain the difficulties faced after dieting. B, to get advice about getting a healthy body. Or C, to complain about annoying parents. Yeah, I don't think that is C. Because here she says that, help me, I just want a slim and attractive body. So that is her main purpose. So maybe she is trying to get advice from others. Because initially when she tried the extreme diet, it is detrimental to her health. So she is writing, maybe she is seeking help from others in helping her to get a healthy body. So the answer definitely should be B. All right. Next. Okay. Question number 4. The notice to visitors says that, okay, so let's look at the notice here. Okay, since like it's for visitors and you can imagine that you are the visitor to this elephant rescue center, so you have to read everything thoroughly. So safety rules. Number 1, scan your temperature at the entrance. Number 2, please wear a mask while you are inside the center. Number 3, use hand sanitizer provided at the entry and exit points. Number 4, no groups larger than 5 people. Number 5, physical distancing is 1.5 meter from other guests. Okay, this is definitely the COVID-19 safety measures here. Okay, visitors who do not follow the guideline will be asked to leave immediately. So here you have to make an inference again. Okay, what is the notice telling the visitors? Okay, is it A, people who do not obey the rules will be removed from the center? Or is it B, big groups of 6 are allowed into the center? Okay, here you could definitely cross it out already because it says here, no groups larger than 5 people. So definitely wrong. So cross out. A face mask is not necessary. Definitely also wrong because we know it's related to COVID. So face mask is definitely necessary. So A would be the answer. Okay. Question number 5. The message in the birthday invitation says that, okay, you are invited to join us for a surprise birthday party to celebrate. So it's a surprise party. If it's a surprise party, do you think the person for the birthday know or do not know? Okay, definitely that they will not know lah. So Alia, this surprise is for Alia who is 50 years old. So it's 50th birthday. It's on the Saturday, 12 December from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, so it's in the evening. It's on a Saturday at Angsana Community Hall, Ipoh Perak. Okay, we have the setting there. P.S. Okay, guest of honor is arriving at 6:30. Okay, please come early and do not tell the birthday girl it's a surprise. Okay, I said this just now, right? So presents is a gift. What does presents mean? So presents means you at the place and you're physically there at the place is a gift already. Okay. So this message in the birthday invitation says that guests who attend are required to bring a birthday present. Okay, definitely no. Okay, Alia will be half a century old coming this December. Okay, how long is the century? 50 years, 25 years, 75 or 100? Okay, a century is 100 years. So half of it will definitely be 50. So, and lastly, Alia is well aware of the party. Okay, no, this is a surprise, right? So the answer is B. Okay, question number 6. Okay, what do residents think of the rat infestation problem? Okay, what is infestation? Infestation. Okay, infestation means the rat is like, for example, you have a house. So, and when there is a rat infestation problem, it means that there are many, many, many rats inside your house. Okay, so that is infestation, or this is what infestation means. Okay, it's like manufacturing all over the place. Okay, so the residents of Taman Kayangan, Korean, are not happy with the rat infestation problem in their area. So that means the area definitely have lots and lots of rats. Okay, they claim these rodents are a nuisance and originate from a nearby hectaring area. The residents are fed up. Okay, so we know they are feeling very stressed after having to put up with this problem for years. Okay, and it has been going on for a long time. Okay, they have already made a formal complaint to several government agencies and are planning to eradicate a rat eradication program. Okay, eradication means when you eradicate something is you're trying to get rid of something. Okay, so what does the resident think of it? What do the residents think of it? It should have been tackled sooner by the authorities. Okay, is it mentioned in the text? Not really. It affects the cleanliness of the town. Is the cleanliness mentioned? Also not really. It has gone for too many years. Okay, this is definitely mentioned inside the text. Okay, because it says here, having to put up with this problem for years. Okay, so since A and B is not specifically mentioned inside the text, so we know the answer should be C. Okay. Next. Next, please. Okay. Question number 7 and 8. Okay, so like I said just now, part 1 only has 8 questions. So it's not very difficult. So we're coming to the last 2 questions of this part 1. Okay, sometimes they give you a picture like this. And most of the time they give you a text. And sometimes they give you a graph like the first question just now, right? Okay, so let's look at the question number 7. How did the writer feel at the end? Okay, so we have to read the whole thing if we want to know about the end, right? Because like you can skip and read at the end only, but you're gonna miss out so many important details. For example, like if you watch a movie, would you just skip all the way to the end? No, right? Or if you read a book, don't be too lazy. Read the whole thing, okay? So, what a day! Sunday, 28th November 2020, 9:15 p.m. Okay, every morning, my pet dog Joey would come and wake me up. Today, however, she did not. When I went to give Joey her treats, she barely stirred from her sleep. Okay, stirred means move. Okay? Usually, she would have eaten those biscuits in seconds. When she finally woke up, she made a soft whimper and then vomited. So we can like conclude here that the dog is sick, right? I began to panic. My mother and I quickly took Joey to the veterinarian. He examined Joey and said that she was suffering from gastritis and there was nothing to worry about. So it's just a tummy ache. She gave Joey some medicine and said Joey would be fine in a day or two. So we took Joey home and I tended to her medication. Phew! She recovered after 2 days. What an experience. So overall here, there are a few emotions that the writer went through, right? First, he or she was very concerned with Joey's attitude of that day. And then when Joey finally showed signs of being unwell, she began to panic. And then after that, she felt relieved after knowing what was the sickness and when Joey got better. So at the end, about the whole, at the end, did the writer feel overwhelmed about the whole situation? Okay, overwhelmed, what does it mean? Okay, overwhelmed means like you have so many emotions that you have to deal with until to the point that you feel that you cannot handle it anymore. So did the writer feel that way? Okay, usually when you are overwhelmed, you have trouble of thinking what to do next. But inside here, the writer did not feel that way because the writer knew, okay, when the dog was sick, she had to take the dog to the veterinarian, and then the vet told her or him what to do next. So I don't think the writer is overwhelmed. Okay, was she concerned? Okay, definitely, but is asking for the end, right? So the writer is definitely relieved that the problem is over. Okay, and last question from the conversation. Okay, we know that the euphone. Okay, euphone. Okay, you can see here there's a mother and a girl. Okay, what are they talking about? So the girl said, "Mom, I accidentally dropped my phone. Do you think I can purchase a new euphone, please? It's got all the fantastic features." See, I'm pretty sure euphone here is referring to iPhone, and we know how much an iPhone costs, right? So what does the mom say? She says that, "What? That will cost me an arm and a leg." Okay, imagine like you have to cut off your arm and your leg to afford something. So definitely that something is very, very, is it amazing, expensive, or impressive? So we can conclude that the euphone is definitely expensive because you have to give up your limbs to be able to afford something. So definitely is really, really expensive. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you won't have much trouble with part one because usually it starts off easy, right? Okay, so let's move on to part two. Next, please. Rational clause. Okay, so rational clause, this part is more difficult, a little bit more difficult. It's not that difficult, but it's a little bit more difficult because it deals with grammar. Okay, grammar is not hard if you love reading because you can pick it up along the way. But then if you don't like reading, it becomes hard. It's, for example, like you are learning Arabic and then you have to learn balaghah. Balaghah is very hard. So it's the same. It goes for English. If you don't like to learn grammar, it's gonna be a bit hard for you in English. But like I said, if you love reading, inshallah, grammar will be very easy. Okay, so it has 10 questions and 4 options. So it focuses on grammar. Next, please. Okay, so what is testing? It wants you to guess the meaning of unfamiliar words with provided clues. And it wants you to recognize typical features of word, sentence, or text from various genre. Okay, some genre means the type of text that you encounter, whether like it's a magazine or a text from like a story. Mostly is short story. It won't give you like a very, very long text. Usually the words will not be more than 500 words for this kind of text. Okay, so what you should do when you face this kind of text is first you read through the passage and get the general idea of what the passage is about, and then you definitely have to identify the tense used in the text. Okay, why is this important? Is because when you identify the tense, okay, for example, if the text is in past tense, definitely the tenses that is in present tense would definitely not be the option for the answer. But if it's in present tense and there are bits of past tense in that, it might be present perfect. So you have to be careful with that. Okay, so study the options given and pay extra attention to the sentence before and after the text. Make sure the options chosen fits the same tense as the rest of the sentence. Okay, like I said just now, the tense of the text. Okay, reread once more to check if your answer makes sense. Okay, next. Okay, so before we try a question, I want to teach you some simple grammar formula that I hope will help you understand the bits of grammar better to help you answer this part of the text. Okay, formula number 1. Next, please. Okay, this formula you have encountered, like, I'm pretty sure since like primary school, but time and time again, teachers have to keep on repeating themselves with this formula as though that you've seen it for the first time in your life. It's normal. I mean, I'm pretty sure like it happens with my student also in MRSM. So I'm pretty sure it also happens with the students in Kementerian schools too. Okay, so simple past tense. Okay, simple past tense usually deals with verb. You don't change noun in simple past tense. Okay, so in verb, regular verb, you just change to ed. Irregular verb, you change the spelling. For example, for regular verb, I cannot think of one. For irregular verb first, okay, because I can think of irregular verb. Okay, run becomes ran. Write becomes wrote. What else? Think becomes thought. Okay. For regular verb, all the verbs that ends with ed and that you can just change to ed is regular verb. Okay. For formula number 2, continuous tense. Okay, continuous tense is where you add ing. Okay, ing, it means like the action when you are telling the story or when you are retelling whatever that you've done, the action is ongoing inside that story. So, a clue, like the biggest clue that is continuous tense is definitely the be verbs or verb to be. For present tense is am, is and are. For past tense are was and were. So if you have am, is, are, was and were, this is definitely continuous tense. So when you have continuous tense, the verb will always have ing. Okay? So for example, like I put down there, we are dancing. She is talking. You are listening. Okay? So the noun or the pronoun, the be verb, verb to be, and the verb plus ing. So this is continuous tense. Okay, formula number 3, past participle. Okay, participle, the keyword is there. In present tense is you have has and have. In past tense, you have had. Okay, whether it is singular or plural, past tense is had. But in present tense, singular you use has, plural you use have. Okay, how do you know which one is singular? How do you know which one is plural? So you go back to your pronouns. Okay, pronouns in Malay is kata ganti nama. Okay, so in English, for example, my name is Fatihah. So if I want to change in a sentence, okay, for example, Fatihah is teaching. She is teaching English. So which one is the pronoun? So she is the pronoun. So she is teaching. So Fatihah is one person. So Fatihah use has. Okay. Fatihah and her friend are teaching. So they are teaching. So Fatihah and a friend is plural. So we use have. Okay. Has singular, have plural, past tense, dua-dua jadi had. Okay. And then the verb after it will always have, usually will always have en. So she has eaten, he has spoken, they have driven to the countryside that weekend, for example. Okay, so it has an en for past participle. Okay, formula number 4, subject, verb, and verb. Okay, usually when you write a sentence, that has two verbs inside of it. The first verb, whether it's past or present, the second verb will have an ing. Okay, you understand? Okay. For example, the one that I've written down there. Okay, the sun starts shining. Okay, so the sun is the subject or the noun. Starts is the first verb. Okay, the sun is only one, so it has S. This is SVA. We'll look at this after it. We'll look at SVA after this. And then shining. So shine is another verb. So because there are two verbs there, the second verb has to have ing. Okay, or it stopped raining. Okay, stopped is past tense, but the second verb will have ing. Okay, understand? Alright, okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, so SVA, the one that I mentioned just now, subject verb agreement. Okay, subject verb agreement, it refers to this formula, whereas a singular noun, the verb will always have an S, but a plural noun, the verb has no S. This is the opposite of the noun in number. Okay, for example, in number, if like the noun is pencil, one, you have no S. But if you have more than one pencil, it becomes pencils, right? So you have S. But for verb, it's the opposite. Singular, you have the S. The plural, you don't have the S. Okay, so for example here, the girl sings. Okay, so girl, only one girl, but she sings. So you have S there. And she dances too. Okay, dance also have an S. Okay, plural. The boys, okay, more than one boys, more than one, play. So you can see there the verb there, it doesn't have any S. Okay, so the boys play. The boys play sport and they love music. Okay, love also a verb since it is more than one boy. So the boy love music, no S. Okay. And then we have formula number 6. The verb and verb. Okay. Verb, the word and another verb. Okay, so if you write this in a sentence, the verb and another verb, these two verbs has to be the same form. So if the first verb is in present tense, the second verb after the word and also has to be in present tense. If the first verb is in past tense, after the word and, the second verb has to be in past tense. Okay, for example there, it jumped and screamed in fright. So both are in past tense. It has to be the same form because you're talking about the same thing. I mean, because the word and you're putting it together. Bukan, it's not one situation and another situation. It's the same thing. All right. Okay. I hope that you're following me so far. Okay, and then we're going to formula number 7, which is models. Model bukan model baju kurung or whatever. Model is, okay, I've already put it there so you can read. Can is the present tense. Could is the past tense. Shall is the present tense. Should is the past tense. Will is the present tense. Would is the past tense. May is the present tense. And might is the past tense. So these are models. Okay. So whether it is present or past plus the verb, it has to be in root word. Okay. For example, the sentence is I should sleep now. Okay. Should is past kan? Tapi sleep is in root word. Root word ni maksudnya means like you go back to the original form of the word. Because if sleep, what is the past tense for sleep? Past tense for sleep is slept. Kan? So it's not I should slept now. Okay, I should slept. It is I should sleep now. I can finish this tomorrow. Okay, can is also a model, but it is in present tense. Finish is also in present tense. So I can finish this tomorrow. Okay, whatever comes after model verb and models, the verb would be in root word. We'll go back to the original form of the word. Okay. Okay, any questions before I go to the next part? Tak ada. Okay, let's assume that there's no question. Okay, if you have a question, you can like type in the chat box, I think, and then like my Miss Tam will read it to me and I will answer your question. Okay. Okay, next, please. Okay, formula number 8. Okay, this is not like this is not actually a formula, but this is like what I usually tell my students, because sometimes like when you guys write, after these words, you tend to follow like the whole tense of the text. But okay, this is like a tip lah. The verb, if there's a verb, like plus the word not, the verb also go back to the root word after the word to and after the word did. So when the verb meets the word not, to, and did, the verb after that will go back to the root word, like models just now. Okay, so you just remember these 3 words, not, to, and did. Because after not, to, and did, it usually go back to the root word, the base word, except for phrasal verb. Apakah itu phrasal verb? Okay, that's my homework for you. Go and ask your teacher what is phrasal verb. Okay? Because sometimes in phrasal verb, should I explain? Okay, I just explain in short. Okay, phrasal verb is a few phrases that make up one verb. So sometimes you might have 2 words that make up one word. Sometimes in the 2 or the 3 words there is the word to. But the verb after that phrasal verb, the to tu, it will not go back to root word. Okay, so your homework is to find out what is phrasal verb. If you can also ask your teacher. I'm pretty sure your teacher knows better than better than me what is a phrasal verb. Okay, and the last formula, this is gerund. Okay, as you can see there's like a long list of words that you have to memorize for Jiran. Okay. But there is actually a tip for you on how to memorize this long list of words. Okay, but let me explain first. Okay, usually Jiran, after this list of words, your verb that comes after these words would definitely have ing. It goes into the continuous form, ada ing. So before sleeping, before talking, after drinking, by doing, by thinking, continue sleeping, something like that. Okay. So after this list of words, memang akan ada ing. So how to memorize this long list of words? Okay. Uh, um, I've told my students to memorize this list of words using this song. Okay, actually, I learned this technique from my friend, Miss Kartini. She is in MRSM Alugaja. But I think like what she taught me is like definitely made it easy for students to remember this Jiran, and I think that she learned it from a friend too. So like a valuable knowledge should be shared. Okay, so the it's actually comes in a form of a song. Lagu lagu anak ayam. I don't know if you guys know. Lagu anak ayam dulu-dulu, zaman dulu-dulu punya lagu anak ayam. Dia lagu anak lah ayam, anak ayam, something itulah lebih kurang. So you take that melody, you apply it to this list of Jiran, and definitely you can remember. Okay, so let me just sing it out for you once. Nanti korang cuba hafal lah ya. Okay, so it goes like this. Before, after, without. From for, by, off. In hate, like, stop, busy. When, while, as, enjoy. Happy, love, continue. Such as ing. So you hafal using that song. Inshallah, you can remember. You can memorize it. So after this list of Jiran, your verb will always be in ing form. Okay. Next, please. Okay, let's try. Can you see if I zoom in? Okay, mini market robbers still at large. Okay, Slim River, 23rd November. Okay, so usually this one, it looks like a newspaper cutting, right? So definitely if it's like reporting a news, is it happening now? Is it in the present tense or is it in the past tense? Okay, so if it's reporting in news, it's past tense lah. You can you can determine the tense from there. Okay, let's look at the text. Okay, 4 armed robbers escaped. Okay, escaped. This is a regular verb just now, kan? Sebab dia ada ed. So, and it's in past tense. So we said that this text is in past tense. Okay. 4 armed robbers escaped with more than 5,000 ringgit. Blank. Okay, the number 0 has been done for us. In cash from the 24-hour mini market, AB Mart, in the city center of Slim River yesterday afternoon. So yesterday. So that is another clue that it is in past tense. Okay. According to the staff of AB Mart, blank happened to be arranging goods near the shop entrance at that time. Okay. Can like we look at the option in the next slide. Okay. So we were talking to a person, right? A staff in the AB Mart. So if it's a person, do we use who, whom, which, or where. Okay, definitely you can cross out where, right? Because where refers to a place, which um, refers to a thing. So it's either who or whom because we're talking about a person. Okay, whom is usually used when you are asking for the whether like the whether uh, you're asking for like the belonging of someone or the like for example this handphone belongs to whom. Okay, so definitely question number 9, the answer is A. So who? Okay, can we go back to the text? Can we go back? No. Divisa. Alright, so who happened to be arranging goods near the shop entrance at that time? So the 4 men arrived on the 2 motorbike. 2 blank of robbers remained on the bikes with the engines running in front of the shop. Okay, so 2 blank of robbers remained on the bikes while the engine running in front of the shop. Okay, can we look at the options? Okay, friends, buddies, partners, accomplice. Okay, friends, buddies, and partners. Okay, these 3 words are definitely not suitable because these 3 words have a positive connotation to it. Okay, because we're talking about robbers, right? They're bad guys. So definitely we're not going to say like 2 robber friends, right? Or 2 robber buddies. So like partner is still neutral and accomplice has a negative connotation. So here you can like definitely cross out A and B. So you either look at C or D. So I'm pretty sure it's not partner because it's still like quite positive. And so it's accomplice. The answer should be accomplice. So they are komploit sama-sama. So there are accomplices. So they are evil people. Okay, reverse please. Okay. Number 11, okay, blank. The other 2 with their visors helmet on entered the mini market. Okay, blank. The other 2 with their visors helmet on entered the mini market. So they were wearing the helmet and their helmet is closed. They closed their face with the visor. Okay, can we look at the options? Okay, despite, while, but, and. Okay, so 2 people were waiting. The other 2 went in. So which one is the most suitable? Despite, while, but, and. Okay. 2 tengah tunggu, lagi 2 masuk. So, dalam sela waktu tu, kita akan cakap apa? Which one? Despite ke? Okay, it's not despite, definitely no. But also definitely no. You can either look at while and. So, sambil-sambil. So, which one means sambil? And ke while? Okay, it's definitely while. So, 2 were waiting outside while the other 2 went inside to do the deed. Okay, so the answer is B. Thank you. Okay, the mini market was packed with shoppers at that time and it was having a big year-end sale. Okay, everybody was stunned. What does stunned means? Stunned ni maksudnya terkejut. Okay, surprise is a positive terkejut. Kalau stunned maksudnya you terkejut yang ada negatif sikit lah. You macam terkejut sambil rasa takut. Okay, so everybody was stunned when they suddenly heard a gunshot. Okay, so that's why they were stunned. Because they heard a gunshot. Okay, their lives were in danger. Okay, one of the 2 robbers had shot randomly into the air to blank people. Okay, so you can guess what the answer is, right? So, to fear, to frighten, to shock, or to dare? Definitely not dare lah. Why would you dare someone with a gun, right? Okay, so to fear. Okay, fear means you punya apa? Fear in Malay means you punya ketakutan. Ketakutan kot. Okay, frightened, you want to send fear. Fear is ketakutan. Frightened, you want to send fear. And shock is terkejut. Okay, so let's look at the question. Which one is the most suitable? Fear, frightened, or shock? There is a no-no already, right? Okay. Okay. Shock readily the air. To fear the people? No. To frighten the people? Okay, definitely frighten lah. Okay, shock. We said just now, shock and surprise. The positive kan. So stun is negative. So it's definitely to frighten the people. Okay, many people screamed in shock when they saw the man with blank weapons. Okay, so something to describe weapons. So we're talking about adjectives already. Okay, next please. Let's look at the answer. Okay, his, the, their, and theirs. They're talking about the robber's weapon. So how many robbers came in just now? So there were 4 of them. 2 waited outside and 2 went in, right? So which pronoun is the most suitable here? Definitely not his, because more than one person, right? We're talking about the robber's weapon. So the is also wrong. So their or theirs? Apa beza their and theirs? Okay. Their means diorang lah. Theirs means kepunyaan diorang. So the gun was theirs. Tapi they're referring to their weapon. So the answer is C. Okay, because they saw their weapon. Okay. Can we go back please? Okay. So with the men and their weapons. Bukan nak kata diorang punya. Kalau dalam bahasa Melayu kita akan cakap diorang punya macam tu kan. Tapi in English, because we already mentioned weapons here, so it's their weapon. Okay. The robbers who did the shooting, blank, ordered everyone to lie flat on their face, with their face down on the floor. Okay, the robbers who did the shooting, blank, ordered everyone to lie flat on their face, with their face down on the floor. Okay. Okay, then, lastly, secondly, and consequently. Then, lastly, secondly, consequently. Okay. Which one is the most suitable one? Okay, can we go back to the question? Reverse please. Okay. The robbers who did the shooting, blank, ordered everyone. Okay. They told everybody to lie on the floor. Okay. Which one is more suitable? Okay. After shooting, lepas tu dia suruh semua orang baring. So, mana yang paling suitable? Okay, is it then, lastly, secondly, or consequently? Dah tembak-tembak, lepas tu. So, which one means lepas tu? Lastly, definitely no. Secondly, both not suitable because you're not talking about sequence like firstly, secondly, thirdly, like that, right? So, it is either then or consequently. Okay, consequently usually means there's like a cause and effect here. Okay, so it's not really talking about cause and effect. It's talking about what happened first and what happened next, right? So after shooting, lepas tu dia suruh semua orang baring, kan? So the most suitable one should be then. Okay? So the robbers who did the shooting then ordered everybody to lie flat on their face down on the floor. Okay? Next. He threatened to shoot anyone who tried to blank and looked as if he meant every word he said. Oh, he threatened to shoot anyone who tried to what? Lari? Call the police? Okay, let's look at the options, please. Okay, so we have the options here. Go, wander, walk, and flee. Okay. Okay, which one do you think you can cross out? I think like the most suitable, the most unsuitable one, the one that you can definitely cross out is wander. Because when you wander, you would walk leisurely and look left and right, and like you would um, you will not like go in a state of hurry. Like for example, you wander around the park, you wander around the shopping mall, kan? Okay, even though this is like a mart or a mall, since like there is uh, a hostage situation going on, you definitely would not wonder if the robber is there, right? So wonder you can cross out straight away. Okay, walk also you can cross it out because like when you walk, you it's something that you would do leisurely, right? You will not be like in this situation, you definitely would like run or like you will go really fast. So which one means like to run away really fast? To go or to flee? Okay, so the answer would be flee. Flee ni maksudnya you are trying to run away from that situation. So you are fleeing. Okay, so the robber said, whoever is trying to flee, he will shoot. Oh, okay, scary. Okay, let's go back. Question number 16. It says here, it says he met everywhere he said. So that means it's not an empty threat. So if you dare to run away, you'll definitely be dead. Okay, meanwhile, another robber demanded the store manager to give him all the money and the cash register and safe. Okay, the manager had no choice but to obey because he threatened to kill him if he blank to do so. Okay, so if he does not follow, he will be killed. So which one is not following? Okay, let's look at the options. Okay, so we have rejected, against, refused, and resisted. Okay, which one can be crossed out straight away? Okay, definitely against. If you say go against, okay, it can mean that you are trying to not listen, kan? Tapi if it's just against, it can mean like you are leaning against something. So it's not really suitable there. So rejected or resisted. Okay, rejected also not very suitable. Because like, I mean, you can reject what the robber is saying. But here, it's like a hostile situation, like I mentioned before, right? So it is either the shop, what is it? The shop owner. Oh, the manager. Okay. Is either the manager is refusing to listen or really resisting to obey. So which one is more suitable? Okay, if you listen back to the sentence, it says here, because they threatened to kill him if he refused to do so, if he resisted to do so. Mana lagi sesuai? Okay. Both seem suitable actually, but in this situation, the more suitable one would be refuse. When you refuse, you tak nak dengar kan. So the answer should be C. Okay, two more. Question number 17 and 18. Can we go back, please? Reverse, please. Sorry. Okay, as soon as the robber grabbed all the money, they took blank. Okay, so after they grab all the money, mestilah dia lari. Okay, so they took what? They took out ke? They took away, they took off They took up. Okay, took out. Okay, took out is an example of phrasal verb actually, because when you took out something, you bawa keluar, kan? So took out is two words, but it means one thing. Took out is bawa keluar. Took away, ambil keluar. Took off, lari. Took up, you take up a course. Gitu. So which one is the most suitable? Definitely took off. Took off tu you lari. Okay, so they took off the mencuri and then they are lari. Okay, lastly, okay. Reverse please. Okay. Okay, they hopped on the waiting motorbikes and fled from the scene of the crime. When the police arrived 15 minutes later, they saw a blank of frightened faces and an empty safe. Okay, the robbers had made a clean getaway. Maksudnya they managed to get away without any consequence. That's what it means by a clean getaway. Okay, and they have not been arrested at the time of this report, so they're still free to do whatever they want with all the money that they have. So they saw. Okay, let's go back. When the police arrived 15 minutes later, they saw. Okay, frightened faces. So more than one, definitely, right? Okay, look at the options. Okay, a few, a some, a number, or plenty. A few of frightened faces, a sum of frightened faces, a number of frightened faces, or plenty of frightened faces. Okay, which one is the most suitable? Okay, a few, no lah, kan? Because there are a lot of people there. A sum and a few also means almost the same thing. Okay, a plenty of frightened faces, or a number of frightened faces. Okay, so here the one that means like the biggest amount is a number of frightened faces. So C would be the answer. Okay, so that's the end of part 2, which is rational clause, which focuses more on grammar. Okay, next please. Oh, can we play a game with the student? Are they able to like interact with this? Or should I just keep going? I think I should just keep going. It's like it's almost 10:30. Okay, let's ignore this slide. Move on to the next slide. Okay, reading comprehension. Okay, reading comprehension. There are 10 questions. Okay, what is it testing you? Okay, first is definitely grammar and vocab. And it's also testing whether you can recognize features of words and sentences with little to no support on ranges of familiar and unfamiliar topic. Okay. Next. Wow. Okay. If I zoom in, are you able to see it in a zoom in form, or do you still see it like the small form right here? Okay. Okay, for reading comprehension, usually they will give you text that they will adapt from somewhere. Sometimes it can be from magazines, it can be from websites, it can be from, and the topic is either like, it's like a whole range of topic that can be tested in reading comprehension. Because like reading comprehension, they are testing you whether you understand or not what you have read, right? And the way that they test you is by giving you questions after the text. Okay, so in reading comprehension here, you have only 19 till 26. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 8 questions only. Okay, not so much, but there are like various things that they will be testing you. Sometimes they will either test you on like a particular part of paragraph. Sometimes they would test you on a word or phrase inside the story, or sometimes they would like test you on the overall parts of the whole text, right? Okay. This is like it's quite a lengthy text. Should I read it for you, or like since like I'm mostly talking to myself, so I think I have to read it for you. Okay. Okay. So it's a story. Uh, no, not yet, not yet. Ha. Okay, let me read the story first. Okay. So the story is about Madame Loisel and her husband going to a ball, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So the day of the party drew near, and Madame Loisel seemed sad, uneasy, and anxious. Her dress was ready. However, one evening, her husband said to her, "What's the matter with you? You've been very odd for the last 3 days." "I'm utterly miserable in not having any jewels, and not a single stone to wear," she replied. "I shall look absolutely dull. I would almost rather not go to the party." So, Madame Loisa and her husband have been invited to a party. Okay, personally for me, for reading comprehension, I would look at the question. Look at the question. Can you move to the next slide, please? Okay, so I will look at the question first and read the question, and then I would like underline what the question wants, because like inside the question itself, they already give you in which paragraph that they are looking for, right? So I would read the question and underline what the question wants, and then I will read the story. Okay. So my tip for you is when you read the question, you underline or highlight or circle whatever that you're comfortable with to then you read the story. But sometimes, like if I feel that the story is interesting, I'll read the story first, then I will look at the question. But if you are worried that you might not have enough time to read and answer the question, so you read the question first, then you jump to the paragraph that they are asking you from. Like for example, in question number 19, they're asking from paragraph 1. In question number 20, they're asking from paragraph 2. And paragraph 4, and then why is it a bit blurry? Okay, it's a bit blurry. Okay, so when then you can like answer those number 1, 2, 3 questions first. Okay, you jump to the paragraph that you want. Okay, for question number 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26, then you have to read the story. Okay, right. Can we go back to the story, please? All right, so let's continue with the story. Okay, so you're going to a party. So wear flowers, he said. They're very smart at this time of year. For 10 francs, you could get 2 or 3 gorgeous roses. Okay, you can guess from the word franc that this is definitely a story from overseas lah. Definitely not in Malaysia because we use ringgit and their names are also a bit French, right? Okay, so Um, she was not convinced. No, there's nothing so humiliating as looking poor in the middle of a lot of rich women. Okay, how stupid you are! Exclaimed her husband. Like her husband is so smart. Okay, go and see Madame Forster and ask her to lend you some jewels. You know her quite well enough for that. She uttered a cry of delight. Okay, first she was she was like quite flustered, and now she is happy. Right? That is true. I never thought of it. The next day, she went to see her friend and told her trouble. Madame Forster went to her He went to her dressing table, took up a large box, brought it to Madame Loisel, opened it and said, "Choose, my dear." First she saw some bracelets, then a pearl necklace, then a Venetian cross and in gold and gems of exquisite workmanship. She tried the effect of the jewels before the mirror, hesitating, unable to make up her mind to leave them to give them up. She kept on asking, "Haven't you anything else? Look for yourself. I don't know what you like best." That's what her friend answered. Okay. Suddenly, she discovered a black satin case, a superb diamond necklace. Her heart began to beat covetously. Her hands trembled as She lifted it. She fastened it around her neck upon her high dress, and remained in ecstasy at the sight of herself. Then with hesitation, she asked in anguish, "Could you lend me this? Just this alone?" "Yes, of course." She flung herself on her friend and embraced her frenziedly, and went away with her treasure. So, what can you infer from here? Okay, so Madame Loisel managed to borrow a diamond necklace from her friend, right, Madame Forrester, and she is very, very happy. Okay, the day of the party arrived. Madame Loisel was a success. She was the prettiest woman present, elegant, graceful, smiling, and quite above herself with happiness. All the men stared at her, inquired her name, and asked to be introduced to her. All the undersecretaries of state were eager to waltz with her. The minister noticed her, danced madly, ecstatically drunk with pleasure. She danced madly. Okay, she was like over the moon, right? That means she's extremely happy. So she left for about 4 o'clock in the morning. Wow, that's extremely late. Okay, since midnight, her husband had been dozing in a deserted little room, in company with three other men whose wives were having a good time. So she's having a good time without her husband. He threw over her shoulders the garment he had brought for them to go home, modest everyday clothes whose poverty clashed with the beauty of the ball dress. She was conscious of this and was anxious to hurry away. So you can like conclude here that they are not really from a well-off family, right? Because she had to borrow jewels, and like she only her ball dress is the one that is most elegant, right? Okay, she was conscious of this and was anxious to hurry away so that she would not be noticed by other women putting on their costly furs. Because furs were coveted back then. They are expensive, right? Royce restrained her. "Wait a little. You'll catch a cold in the open. I'm going to fetch a cab." But she did not listen to him and rapidly descended the staircase. When they were out in the street, they could not find a cab. They began to look for one. Shouting at the drivers whom they saw passing in the distance, they walked down towards Seine. Okay, so they are French. Desperate and shivering, at last they found a quay, one of those old night prowling carriages. It brought them to their door in the Rue des Martyrs. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this. And sadly, they walked up to their own apartment. It was the end for her, and as for him, he was thinking that he must be at the office at 10. She took off the garments in which she had wrapped her shoulders, so to see herself in her glory before the mirror. Suddenly she uttered a cry. The necklace was no longer around her neck. What's the matter with you? Asked her husband, already half undressed. She turned towards him in the utmost distress. I no longer have Madame Forrester's necklace. He stared with astonishment. What? Impossible. He searched the folds in her dress, in the folds of the coat, in the pockets, everywhere. He could not find it. Are you sure that you still had it on when you came away to the ball? Yes, I touched it at the hall in the ministry. But if you had lost it in the street, we should have heard it fall. Yes, probably. We should. Did you take the number of the cab? No. You didn't notice it, did you? Okay, you should definitely try to find this story. The title of the story is The Necklace. If I'm not mistaken, I learned this story when I was in form form 2 or form 4. This is like a very good story. It has like a very good um more value of the story. You should try finding and reading the story. Okay, let's look at the question, please. Okay, question number 19. Okay, like I said just now, we can go straight away to paragraph 1. Okay, since like we already finished reading the whole story, we can like just look at the question without referring. Let's try. Okay, why was Madame Loisel sad? Okay, we know that she had a pretty dress, but she did not have jewelry because her husband suggested that she would wear flowers, right? So she was sad because she did not have any jewelry to wear to the party. Okay. In paragraph 2. Okay, excuse me. Okay. Why was this phrase used? She was not convinced. Okay, if you remember that when her husband asked her to wear the flower, she was not convinced, right? She felt that she would look poor amongst the women who are rich. Um, so which one? Okay, so the answer is D. Madame Loisel believed she would look poor if she wore flowers to the party. Uh, because even though her husband think that she would look fabulous wearing flowers, but she felt that she herself feel that she would look foolish wearing it. Okay, in paragraph 4, how did Madame Loisel feel when she saw the necklace? Okay, if you remember, when she saw the necklace, she was very wet. She was extremely excited because it's a diamond necklace and it's shining brightly, right? Okay, so the answer should be D. Okay, which of the following tell us that Madame Forster was a good friend? Okay, why would you say that she's a good friend? Because, is it A, Madame Forster was a good listener? No. Is it B, she was willing to lend Madame Loisel her jewelry? Okay, maybe. Okay, C, she helped Madame Loisel choose a suitable jewelry? No, right? Because she told Madame Loisel to find what is the most suitable to her taste. Okay, and D, Madame Forster showed Madame Loisel her bracelet. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. So definitely the answer is B. She's a good friend because she was willing to lend her jewelry. Can you imagine lending someone a diamond necklace? And then like, okay, you can borrow it, you can return it whenever. So would you actually do that if you're unless like you're a really really good friend with that person? Okay, number 23. What effect did wearing the ball gown and necklace have on Madame Loisel? Okay, if you remember, she partied up until 4 o'clock in the morning, right? So why was she able to do that? Okay, okay, is it okay, what effect did wearing the ball gown and necklace have on Madame Loisel? Is it the minister danced with her? She was noticed by a woman at the party. Madam Rosa felt very happy and confident. The undersecretaries wanted to know her name. Okay, actually, all those happened, right? Because like wearing something pretty uh, gives you the confidence, right? So the answer definitely is C. Because when you feel that you're beautiful, it'll give you extra confidence. Like for example, if you wear a scarf, and then scarf tu singit bengit, even though you're pretty, you still feel like you look ugly, right? Because you singit bengit, and then you feel very unconfident because of it. Okay, so the answer should be C. Okay, number 24. Why was Madame Laure so eager to quickly go home after the party? Okay, remember? What did her husband put on her? Uh, did she have a fur coat? No, right? So he just put on her like a normal garment, like kot biasa-biasa je. So she felt embarrassed by that. That's why she was eager to go home. Okay, so which one is the answer? Was getting very late? No. She was tired and sleepy? No. She did not want people to see her in shabby clothes. Okay, that's definitely the answer. Okay, because she feels that she's like, well, because she doesn't have the fur coat, she's not very she's not she's not rich, so she feel embarrassed by that. Okay, number 25. How did Madame Loisel and her husband first react when he found the necklace was missing? Okay, the answer is definitely A, because he was astonished, right? And he was surprised. So he could not believe it, right? He did not to go back to the cab to look for it. He did not look for it in the street. Okay, and they looked for it together in their clothes, in the coat and everything. So the initial reaction of the husband was that he was very surprised. He was very shocked. He could not believe it, because imagine that you're borrowing someone's diamond necklace which costs probably millions, and you lose it. Okay. And lastly, number 26. What can we learn from the story? The moral value of the story. Okay. Is it A, we must help out others? Or B, we must live within our means? What does that mean? You live within our means. Okay, dalam bahasa Melayu dia, ukur baju di badan sendiri. Okay. C, we must be grateful for what we have. Or D, do not covet other people's possession. Which one? Okay, if you read full on story, okay, because we cannot read the full on story, we have to conclude based on the excerpts that were given. Okay, so from the excerpt that were given, which one is the most suitable moral value we can learn from the story? The answer should be D. Okay, because like if we go after other people's possession, if we want something that is not ours, bad things can happen, like how Madam herself lost the necklace. Jeng, jeng, jeng. Okay, if you read the whole story from the beginning to the end, the moral value of the story should be B and C. You should try finding the story. It's a very good story. Okay. 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 Next. Next, please. Okay. So we have two more parts. Okay. Seems like we're almost out of time. So I'll just go through the what the question wants from these two parts without really like going into the questions. Okay, because maybe there are some questions that have been asked that I might need time to answer. Okay, so gap text is where they will give you like an article or a story or whatever text or whatever form, and there will be parts of the text that has been taken out, and then they will give you options where you have to slot in to make sure the text makes sense. That's what is called gap text. They are the gap question. Okay, so what is it testing? Number one is testing for you, or is to test whether you understand the main points of the whole text and the specific details of each paragraph. Okay, it's also to test the understanding of structure and coherence of a text, because like if there's no coherence, if you just simply slot in whatever answer, then the whole text would not make sense, right? Okay, so coherence is the key here, because you can slot it in but then it might not make sense. Bagi you mungkin betul kot, tapi rupanya tak. Okay, so what should you do? Number one is you have to try to understand the general meaning of the text. Okay, so what the heck the text is talking about, so you have to understand that first. Okay, next you look for topic sentences. Okay, topic sentences is going to give you clue what the paragraph is talking about. Okay, the whole text in a well written text, you have in the first paragraph you have your thesis statement. Okay, the thesis statement is like the whole idea of the text, what the text is going to be talking about. But in each paragraph there would be topic sentences. Okay, a good paragraph will have a topic sentence. Okay, if you're writing a thesis later on when you go to university, okay, your paragraphs must have thesis statement and topic sentences and supporting details. Okay, so topic sentence usually comes in the beginning of of the paragraph. It will tell you what the paragraph is about. So when you can pinpoint what is the topic sentence of that paragraph, then you can get like an idea what the whole paragraph is talking about. So whichever part is gapped, is like opted out, you can try to slot in if it has the same detail that is related to the topic sentence. Okay, next you should read the text before and after each gap, then you guess the missing info. Okay, of course lah, you have to do some guessing. So to do the guessing, you can just take a look at the answers that is provided. Okay, then try to find the link. Okay, similar to what I said just now. The link is usually in the supporting detail that is related to the topic sentence of the paragraph. Okay, it will be from the same topic. Oops, ada typo kat situ pula. Okay, we read to make sure it makes sense before moving to the next part. Okay, so remember, find the topic sentence, look at the supporting details, and then fill in the gaps with the ones that have similar supporting details to that paragraph. Understand? Okay. Nanti in class, I'm pretty sure you'll be doing like lots and lots and practice on this with your teachers, right? So since like we're out of time, I don't think we should go into details lah. Nanti korang buat exercise dengan cikgu-cikgu korang ya. Okay, and last part. Next please. Okay, next. One more. Okay, this one, the last one. Okay, this is the only one that is similar to SPM, KSSM. This is the only part, matching and info transfer. All the other parts is similar to IGCSE. Okay, I don't know if you know what is IGCSE. If you're from an international school, you will know what is IGCSE because the new CFR aligned syllabus is geared towards IGCSE. That's why a lot of the structure of the English test now is similar to IGCSE because like IGCSE we also have the 4 components that is tested. So similar to CFR now is similar to IGCSE lah. Oh, and this one, I'm sorry, matching info transfer and also reading comprehension. And the first part tu. Yang lain, the gap text is similar to IG. And what's the other one? I forgot already. Okay, never mind. Okay, matching and info transfer. Okay, the main objective of this is to test your focus on specific details. Okay, because you're simply transferring whatever that is given in the text into the question. So you have to pay attention to the details. Is it like in capital letter? Is it in small letter? How is it spelled? Make sure when you transfer from the text into the question, it is the same. The spelling is the same. The the format is the same. I'm sorry. So because they are testing you, you're focused on specific details. Okay. And a very important part on this, okay, if you look at the pro tip down there, you have to read the instructions carefully because the second part, okay, the first part you just simply transfer, right? The second part, you have to answer in no more than one word. So you have to be quick-minded on this, okay? So make sure you keep the spelling as written in the text and the grammar of that sentence is also taken into account. Okay, can we look at the question, please? Next. Okay, the question, okay. So if you look here, usually the first 1, 2, 3, 4 question, you just have to transfer the information from the text. So kata, okay, which movie mentions the kidnapping of the 2 people? So you simply transfer the name of the movie into the question. So make sure if the movie is all capital letters, you transfer everything in capital. If the movie is written capital and small letters, you transfer capital and small letters. Okay. Follow what is written inside the text. Okay. Whereas the second half of it, the death of the family and all these things, okay, usually you have, okay, because it says here, choose no more than one word from the text for the answer. So meaning here you have to be very smart in choosing the correct word that is suitable to the question. And the grammar is taken into account. So if it's like, if the sentence is worded that you have to change it into a present tense, make sure you change it to present. If sentence is worded you have to change it to a plural form, make sure you change it to plural form. Okay, so read the question carefully and make sure you understand the grammar of the sentence. So when you transfer from the question, the grammar is also correct, because if the grammar is wrong, even though the answer is correct, technically the whole thing would be wrong. Okay, so all in all, that is all from me. It's already 10:55. I want to apologize for my I don't know, for like whatever like I said that is wrong. Hopefully what I've delivered today will help you for your SPM, inshallah. If you have any questions, ask your teacher. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Fatihah. Okay, so let's proceed to our Q&A question. Okay, so guys, do you have any question that you want to ask? You can comment here. Then our teacher will try to answer you. Let's see. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, so if you guys you don't have question, so I think this is the end of our live session today. Thank you very much to our Cikgu Nur Fatihah. Okay, bye everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Tam. Bye-bye.
Bye. Sama-sama.
Kepada seluruh warga UPSI, untuk memastikan kita mencapai bintang, kita kena bersatu, kita kena bersama untuk memastikan kita semua cemerlang bersama.
Saling menghargai, saling berbudi, sanjung tinggi tradisi.
Akademik dan akhlak terpuji, seimbang dan gemilang. Engkau dan aku, langkah berpadu, mewarna cipta yang sama.
Genggamlah tanganku, lakukanlah segera.
Kita semua nada warga setia.
Janji terpatri, megah terajui, misi pendidikan negara.
Semangat membara, UPSI di puncak persada.